We've been going around the country for the past year, talking with different folks and having conversations about culture. And it's been interesting in different places the way that it shows up. Most keenly, it shows up a lot in food. And so people really, when they talk about their food and they talk about investments in food, it is such a really very specific thing about how do you take care of your family. I mean, food really gets into that. And one of the things that we've had a lot of conversations around is the way that certain folks get investment, and then for cooking people's cultural foods, but then the folks who actually make that food aren't necessarily getting the same kind of investment. And where does that actually fall apart? So, we had some beautiful conversations with Vietnamese chefs who were like, this is our food, but yet there could be somebody else who comes in, who's maybe gone to whatever, culinary school, and now they're like, we're doing fusion Vietnamese, blah, 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 whatever. And so how, as responsible stewards who are pushing the envelope and saying, yes, we want to do really solid investments, we really want to see great food in our communities, we want to support these different things, but how do we do it with a level of integrity that really honors the culture where people come from, and instead of saying, well, So I'm seeing a lot of those kinds of things pop up in arts, and in film, the importance of how we tell our story and who gets to tell the story. And are we really actively investing in that? That starts to come up. So different ways, but I think it's still an emergent conversation, but one that I'm really excited about taking a deeper dive in, alongside of what I'm doing with Runway. I'm really being more part of a conversation around culture and culture lens investing, yeah.
And I love this idea of stewards of culture. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talk in the financial world about we're the stewards of this wealth. Well, the wealth was often obtained by destroying culture, right? Mm-hmm. So to see the role of someone with assets, to see their responsibility for stewarding, not the pile of money,
right,
not the big old, hoarding thing, yeah, but to steward the culture, to steward the environment. I think that's
a powerful
really cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, me too.